So I wanted to show you what I have arranged for winter house. We are in the garage, but we took off our back porch, and so it's a lot colder in here in the winter time, whereas before I didn't have to worry about it at all. Anyway, this is just a Sterilite plastic bucket, and for a Holland, I'm just using this size, 20 quart or 19 liter, and I just had my husband use the soldering iron because it gives this nice rounded edge, unless there's some areas right here where we had to take the file to it up here, just to right here, just to make sure that it wouldn't catch any bunny's ears as they're going in and out. But for the most part, it's really smooth and it's super soft actually. There's some areas, let's see, this one here and this one here are probably the roughest, but they're going to be covered by the lid. And so what I do is I just put the lid on it like this, turn it over, and then I just fill it with hay, and I'm gonna have to move this one. And I just put a couple handfuls of hay in there, just to give them some bedding and something to do while they're in there. And hopefully not too many of them will use it as a potty box. But as Heidi home, I'm noticing that tonight all of my rabbits are just kind of hanging out in the back and acting pretty cold, even though their waters aren't really frozen. So that's unusual, but it was really cold today. So I just stick it in there, and he's probably going to flip out on me, so you get to see that too. Oh no, look at him. He's just hanging out. And so I just stick it in there like that. I'm sorry it's a little dark, but you see that he can, he still has the floor space. It doesn't take up any of his floor space other than the walls. And then he has additional floor space with the top being a second ledge. So this is my herd buck, Blaze, and he's acting super cold, so he's usually a pretty tough nut, but I figure I'll just spoil them a little bit. And so that's their little Heidi house. Yeah. Last time I did this, we were outside and we used different, I had litter boxes, we had much bigger cages, and we had houses as well as litter boxes. So some of them actually used the house as the litter box and used the litter box as their warming box, which is quite funny, but yeah, most of them do pretty well for the most part. And so I'm really hoping that this will be the same, and that they'll catch on. Just when bunnies get cold, they usually are pretty smart, but sometimes you get those ones. But that'll keep out the wind, so we don't have any wind, obviously, being in our garage. Well, not obviously, I guess there are some windy garages, but our garage is really nice. So we don't have to deal with wind, but if I needed to help them with wind and give them someplace warm, I would give them this. The last place we had outside, it was a four-season type, cage, so it had a solid bottom, and it still had some gaps in it, so they still had some wind, so we gave them that extra house. But they did really well out in the cold. We had one December that it was -40 to -60 for about 20 days out of the month. So they got quite the buildup because we could not clean up any of their bedding at all. But so I'm glad to have them in the garage. And he's super curious, obviously, because this is the first time I've ever put it in his cage. But, so, that's that.